What's up? It's David K, aka Threadability, and I'm finally back again. We're out of full quarantine, and I think most of us were dying for a haircut, so we're in a whole new world though, with trying to get new styles, trying to figure everything out. So I caught up with my man Stephan. We're gonna be talking about post-corona hair and his new shop, MVMT Hair. Let's do this. What up, man? How's it going?
My man, how you doing?
I'm excited to see it. Let's go.
Hi, Stephan here from MVMT Hair here in Denver, co-owner with Regina Estrada. We collectively have been doing hair together for 35 years. Regina has been a hair instructor for a while, at some point for about 10 years. Most of my background is runway. We've come together here in Denver to see what we can achieve as one salon, and we welcome you to MVMT Hair.
Stephan, man, it's good to see you in your new space. I love it. How's it feel?
It's great, man. Thank you for coming by. Nice seeing you again.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for you. Now, obviously, we're coming out of sort of strict quarantine, so people are starting to creep out. Maybe some have gotten their first haircut, some haven't. What are you seeing for people getting that first haircut? What do you recommend?
It's really weird what we're seeing right now, because before COVID, we were seeing this such short hair. Like we were headed, like we had finished with the high hair to the side with the hard part. You know, we were done with that. We were headed into something super, super short, and then COVID happened. And as we're in COVID, everybody's either chopping it off or growing it out. Most of my clients grew their hair out, and now we're just adding on to that. Maybe we added a little bit of texture to it. Maybe we just trimmed it, but nobody really went back to that same haircut pre-COVID. It's been pretty wild.
All right, so that's interesting. I gotta say, I went the same route. I didn't go to that same haircut pre-COVID, so we're playing around. This is a good opportunity, I guess, unless you did the whole bleach and shave situation while you were cooped up at home. Okay, so you said that the trends are keeping it a little bit longer, maybe adding some texture. What are the pros and cons of that sort of new hairstyle? Is it more maintenance? Is it less? Do I have to come see you more, or is it something that keeps me away? What do you got?
It's absolutely more maintenance. We're seeing more use of products. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, we've seen this huge boom in men just grooming more, you know. So yeah, absolutely. Either we're straightening somehow with our long hair, or as you know, we've seen with you, throwing in a little texture, leaving it a little more curly. And honestly, I feel like we're getting back to this almost 70s hairstyle with the long, you know, kind of wavy, kind of curly. We're seeing a bunch of texture. Obviously, in men's style, we're seeing a bunch of browns. You know, that brown and that hairstyle, they kind of go together. They always have. It's kind of weird. It's always been long, brown, but I don't know if you've ever noticed. You know? So, and I think we're headed right back there.
Okay, so you're seeing really more pros about, I mean, it's more maintenance,
yeah.
But as we've seen, more guys are starting to use a lot more grooming products and get into it more. So if that's something that you're exploring, maybe maintenance isn't necessarily a con in that aspect,
yeah,
right?
And it's absolutely less haircuts.
Sure.
More maintenance trims, more texture, and being in the salon so much, so it also kind of balances out when you're buying a lot of product, but you're getting your haircut less.
Yeah, you know? That's a good point. But we're definitely seeing fewer like complete 00 fades, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah,
so. What precautions are you taking in the salon right now?
Well, so we're only allowed 5 stylists and 5 guests at a time. We only have 4 chairs, so we'll only have 4 at a time. So we'll only have 8 here only at one time. We can't have anybody waiting in the salon. We can't have your kids here. We can't have your cousins here. You know, you can happily wait outside. You are required to wear a mask. You're required to use hand sanitizer before you walk in the salon. We disinfect every chair, every cape, every towel after every use. So yeah, we keep things pretty friendly, but also it's state by state. So those are all Colorado regulations. I don't know about any other. stay hot.
That's good.
You know?
Well, I appreciate that, and that's the reason that we decided to wear masks actually during this video. I know maybe the audio gets a little fuzzy, but we've added some captions. I just wanted to make sure that we were both staying safe during this time, but still getting to finally do this video. So I think I'm ready for you to get into my hair and let's talk some more hairstyling. What do you recommend for guys or really anyone to get with their stylist, their barber, and establish that sort of relationship? Like, how do we get to that point?
It really, in the beginning, it all starts with the relationship. It starts with a consultation. That's that's the most important part of a haircut, of any hairstyle or hair color, is a consultation. Looking at your face, your facial structure tells me a lot about what I can do with your hair. It tells me that I can leave it heavy here, I can leave it heavy there, I have to slim you down here. Another thing is, I look at your style. I knew going into this that I could throw those highlights in it because I knew you can get really bold. You can get really bold and you're okay with that. So I knew we can add something without chopping your hair off again that would give us that boldness, Yeah,
so I can appreciate that you actually get to know your clients so that, not only are you just giving them a haircut that maybe they need because it's maintenance and they need to trim up, but it's actually matching your personality and your style. That's what I'm all about as well, is bringing out that personal confidence in with your style, and then, doing it with your hair as well is perfect. I'm majorly impressed that you can still figure out face shape with my mask on there, but
I do a lot of Instagram stuff.
There you go. I love it. So, what are we doing today, man? What do you think?
Well, let's get you washed out. We are going to give you something a little similar. I want to go through for your audience and talk more about how we would get here,
I love it.
Maybe people have hair texture just like yours and they don't know how to style, and your style isn't going to work for them always and their style might not work for you, but we want to learn how to work with the texture we have,
Yeah.
So now that we're here, you're already starting to dry out a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we wanna keep all the hair even. We don't wanna use a product all over your head that's in a drier spot than the other.
Sure.
Because this is gonna get hard and crunchy at some point.
Right.
And this is still gonna be waving, and then they're hard to,
I've definitely been in that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So we wanna make sure that the hair's all evenly damp, and for our trend right now, everything's just so super textured. I use the Baxter Clay Effect Style Spray.
Okay.
We're gonna do that first. I always put it in while the hair is damp. And sometimes we blow dry it in. You're more of an air dry. Because of that curl, if we blow dry your hair, it'll straighten it.
Right.
So we'll throw this in. We're gonna maybe cocktail a little something else, and we'll get to this textured look.
Cool.
A lot of times I see men doing their hair and all the product is right here and their hair back here is like super dry and everything.
Right.
So we always want to make sure we get everywhere as well.
Also something that I frequently do.
Yeah. You can't be on a date and have a dry spot in your head, right?
And you gotta find me a date first.
Right. So to help with that texture as well, because we're not blow drying, usually I might throw this in after a blow dry on someone with hair I'm trying to make a little straighter, like myself. But with you, so we're just gonna throw this right in on top of all that clay texture spray.
Okay.
We'll get like a dime size.
Perfect. Yeah, it's always, everybody's always saying a dime size, right?
A dime size emulsify, and that's where we start, That's just where we start.
Sure.
And I personally, I always start my styling in the back and work my way forward because I've always noticed that if I'm styling my own hair, I'll cocktail my products in.
Right.
And as soon as I go up right in the front, it's stuck and there's no moving.
Yes.
So I kind of try to work my way from the back forward, that dime size again. We're gonna get another one.
So is that the secret? Because I feel like I'll get a haircut, obviously with you, and you'll style it, and it basically looks the best that day, and then I can recreate. I've gotten okay at it, but like, how do we get that same haircut look at home? Is that the secret, starting from the back, or?
Yeah, definitely starting from the back, getting yourself in a good position to succeed with this haircut.
Sure.
Starting in the front is always hard to recover from. So I think it starts with the haircut, right? We have to give you a cut that's more manageable for you as a person in maintenance. Like if you're super busy, you're not home much, you're on the go. Obviously, you know, maybe I wouldn't give you such a haircut that had so much maintenance or needed so much product to, you know, look a certain way. So
that, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, you still got those magic hands, dude.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep working that in. Just gonna keep working it in. We're gonna let your hair dry. I know you kind of know how your hair is and how it'll dry. Yeah. And then we pick a side. Okay. You know, after we get all of this in, it's not, so I've cut your hair to be even all around.
Right.
You know, some haircuts are very hard parted, but this is super even, and now we just find what works for your facial shape. You know, some people, you know, they're square, some people are round, some people are oval. So going one side isn't gonna work the same as going the other. Cowlicks, some people have a ton of cowlicks right here, men especially. Yeah. It's not gonna work. So we have to work with it, not against it.
Right. So I know we're working the product in right now, and I guess for everyone at home, if there's like 3 products that we gotta have, if we're limited to 3 products that we gotta have at home, what would you recommend?
A texture spray.
Okay.
Some type of pomade that's pliable, nothing that's super hard. Okay. And some type of finishing spray.
Okay, a finishing spray.
Finishing spray.
Yeah, that's a new one to me.
And no ever 2-in-1 anything. No,
right.
2-in-1. No 2-in-1.
Start getting rid of those.
No 2-in-1.
Okay, I'm happy to say that I don't have anything, I think. One thing that's pretty big on my channel, I'm sure you've seen it, is talking about confidence and how our style and what we do translates into that personal confidence. So how big of a player is hair in all of that?
I think hair is number 1. Hair is number 1 in confidence, because then your fashion and your style plays off of that. You know, your hair is something you can't change. I mean, obviously surgically somehow, but right. You know, your hairline is something you can't change. Your hair color is something you can change. It's a lot of maintenance though. So
yeah, man, I think that if you can get somebody who knows your hair, just like you were saying, get a good consultation and get the right haircut, then man, you're setting yourself up for some serious confidence, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, you have to find someone who is willing to take the time. You know,
absolutely.
Do a consultation. Somebody who can work the fade, but can work the top of the hair too. You know, who can use a razor. And you find those people going to barbershops. You'll find a guy who can just do a fade. You can go to a salon and find a woman who just uses scissors on the top of the hair. Now you can go and find that, and you might have to go and to 2 different people. I go to 2 different people all the time. Oh, wow. I'll go and get my fade, and then I'll come back to the salon, and Regina will cut the top of my hair. You know, that's just,
I didn't even realize that was an opportunity.
It's maintenance. It's maintenance.
Right.
It's what works for you. And if me taking that time works for me, it makes me feel great, and that confidence makes me feel amazing. You know, while I'm doing someone else's hair, that's what I'm looking for, and I'll take the time out. You know.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Perfect. So we talked about length, we've talked about some trends, we've talked about products. Is there anything else that you want everybody else to take away from this?
I just want everybody to not afraid to be bold with their hair, you know, not afraid to dress it up, dress it down. And men specifically for this, don't be afraid to color your hair. Add some texture, you know, because it's definitely some highlights. It doesn't have to be platinum white. It doesn't have to be dark brown. You know, play somewhere in between what works for your skin tone. And yeah, I just want everybody to feel a little more confident. Take the time, you know, maybe switch up the hairdresser. Don't be so loyal to someone that doesn't make you feel great. You know, it's okay. It's always okay. Feel great about yourself, not anybody else.
I respect that. Hair is like a therapy session, man. You gotta find the right person to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love that. Yeah. All right, Stephan, I want to thank you again for letting me come through, but one thing that I do with every style experience expert is a rapid fire section. So no time to think, just a yes or no.
Yeah.
First question, have you ever had to give a haircut that you did not want to give?
Absolutely.
What is the most awkward conversation that you've had with a client in the chair?
Women showing me pictures of their hair they like, but they were half naked in the picture.
That is super awkward.
Yeah.
What celebrity is every guy copying right now?
Well, we were pre-COVID, Charlie Hunnam. We are now getting into our George Michael phase.
Ooh,
Yeah.
George Michael.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
long hair.
I like it. Who's your dream client besides me, obviously?
Tom Ford.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That would be a great one.
Yes.
All right. You nailed the rapid fire. I love it, man.
Thank you.
All right, Stephan, thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
Tell
no,
everybody
thank you.
where you're at in beautiful Denver.
We're here, Denver, Colorado, Golden Triangle area, 313 West 11th Avenue. We're in the Cherokee Row. Mention Threadability, free hair consultation. We'll get you confident, we'll get you out, we'll get you to the streets.
Remember, you can find them at MVMT Hair. I'll have them linked down below, and you can find me on all other platforms at Threadability. I'm excited to do more of these. Let me know what you thought down below, and let's keep it going.